Hey guys, this is Jason Hendricks, CEO and founder of Tide Luxury Transportation. Welcome to Driven Conversations, where we drive deep into conversations with Dallas' most hottest entrepreneurs, business owners, business professionals. And today we got our first episode with Mr. Lubbock Smith, VP of Vista Bank. What's going on, Lubbock?
What's good, man? Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, man. Man, so Lubbock, man, you got to tell me, what do you do at Vista?
All right, so I am Senior Vice President and Director of Community Development and Outreach at Vista Bank. What that simply means, in short, is that I lead our newest bank in South Dallas. In addition to that, I'm involved with lending, investments, community reinvestment, financial literacy education, business development, marketing, outreach, and strategy. So I have the privilege and honor of reporting to our Chief of Staff and CEO.
Okay. What does it look like on a day-to-day basis?
Man.
From the top, though, from when you wake up to just going in as a VP, what does that look like?
I would say from the moment I wake up about 3:30, 4 a.m. I pray, I spend time with the Lord, I read my word, check my text messages because I feel like I'm always trying to stay on top of everything. Get a great workout in, about an hour and a half, 2 hour workout, trying to burn through at least 1,000 calories a day. I mean, obviously because we're getting older, so that means that it's hard to keep that dad bod off, so I try to keep it straight. And then get back to the crib, get ready for the day, spend time with my family for a little bit, and then, hit the ground running with my team over at the bank in South Dallas. And so every day looks different. Like today, being that it's Monday, had our, weekly, month, I would say weekly team huddle. I was able to sit down and talk through what's the focus for the week. We actually, read the word together, we pray as a team, and we kind of discuss each other's weekends, check in, see how each other's doing, how can we be there for each other, how can we attack the week and be successful. I meet with clients on a daily basis from all kind of different backgrounds, different businesses and industries. If it's from a depository relationship, from a lending standpoint, whatever it is, always just ensuring that we have everything that's needed to make sure that the bank relationship is going the way it needs to. I'm often getting asked to come and talk with students at, elementary schools, middle school, high school, colleges, different organizations for financial literacy. Every single day, I promise you, looks different, but I love the hustle, I love the grind, and I'm very honored and humbled to be able to do the things that I'm doing because I really don't feel like it's work. I feel like I'm just enjoying life and hustling and working hard doing it, and I work hard, play hard every single day.
How long you been doing that? You're a VP at Vista Bank.
That's a senior VP.
You're senior VP. Yeah. You're senior VP.
Mm-hmm.
You're waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to work out, burning hundreds of calories. Man, that's a different level of just being disciplined. How do you do that?
I think I just take it one day at a time. I think a lot of times people think, oh, I got to do this for a week. I got to do this for a month. I'm like, I just focus on getting 1% better a day. That's an analogy. I don't like it, but I don't find anyone better than it. But how do you eat an elephant? You take it one bite at a time, right? So I feel like you just take that same approach to life and to business and career. Just take it one day at a time. You have goals. Try to set at least 3 of them per day and try to get those. If you get anything in addition to that, you've had a great day. But try to focus on just getting those 3 things.
Yeah.
And so I focus on adding value to other people and serving them and being able to create win-win, relationships so that way we all eat. But essentially, I'm just looking to serve other people and helping them reach their full goals because that's what, I think everything is about.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. You do so much, to be one person, you would think that you cloned out here or something, so you got a wife, kid, right? How does that work? Because it's tough being let's say an entrepreneur or busy professional because you operate as a senior VP at Vista almost like an entrepreneur. Your work ethic is insane. How are you balancing family time with the daughter, with the wife, the community that you serve has so much value? How do you do it?
I really don't think there is anything as balanced. I'm just gonna be real. I think you have integration. And so So given that Vista Bank is an entrepreneur's bank, we really consider ourselves entrepreneurs in public service disguised as bankers. So we want to be able to structure ourselves and our everyday grind and hustle the same way as Jason Hendricks, who's the CEO of a great entity, who's an entrepreneur, the same way. So that way, we're going above and beyond just like you're trying to do for you and your clients. And so for myself, I apply that same structure with my family. This morning, spent time with the family before we headed out, given the exception that, the power went out. But my wife, was able to come back home. I went and met her at the crib, spend a little bit more time before we, get ready to head out to me going to banking grad school for 2 weeks. So just things like that. I told my wife and my daughter, I said, come over to the bank, come hang out. Go to spend some time later with them this evening, and just even between there, trying to get work done. I just really feel like you got to find a way to integrate things. Otherwise, the balance side of it, you're going to always be tilted on one side to another.
Mm-hmm. So it's almost like harmony.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. You can walk and chew gum at the same time. Why not, do work, make your business personal.
Yeah. How would you say you cultivated your mindset to be like so disciplined and to understand these life hacks, right?
Yeah.
Because of what you've been able to accomplish thus far, it's like, it's major.
Yeah.
So like what contributed to that? Is it people? Is it what you read?
I think all of it. It's a combination of it. So growing up in a single parent household, my mom told me I was the man of the house, right? My dad went to prison when I was, 9 years old? And when you've been told you're the man of the house at 9 years old, you're like, shoot, you got to figure out a way to make it happen, right? So coming from Oak Cliff, living in South Dallas, the same thing still apply. I'm still in the trenches, so I'm always just finding out ways to help people reach their full potential while staying true to myself and doing the same thing. And then in addition to that, having played football at the University of Kansas, was a 4-year starter at safety with 3 different head coaches. I'm applying the same things that I had in athletics, waking up super early, from performing at a high level to going to class, reading, learning, like ain't nothing changed. For me, I'm still wearing the jersey, it just look different, right? Now it's more of a professional attire than it is, with the football jersey and the cleats. Now I'm just lacing things up a bit differently, but the mindset ain't changed. I'm still a dog. I'm still, grinding and hustling and, making sure that I'm reaching my full potential and sharpening myself so I can sharpen others. So I think when you understand that all these things are transferable, it's all relative, and you just understand that you just plugging and playing.
Now that's good. That's a good not only backlog, but it's good to being able to, say that how you grew up is what built you to be the man that you are. What you thought was challenges then, it created Lubbock Smith. So that's real good. A lot of people that's from disadvantaged areas, or you can say the hood for the most part, right? Once they become successful, they don't really go back to the hood because they're afraid they're gonna lose it all. They're gonna go back to those same circles. But for you've been able to kind of go back to areas in which you grew up in that may be classified as disadvantaged to actually give back and to like serve a greater purpose. You know, is there a reason why you do that? Like you aren't afraid to do it, but you did it anyway. Can you kind of dive into that?
I really believe that I'm called to do this. I believe that God doesn't qualify the called. He doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. And for me, being able to see the change in life, I got to be it. I got to become it. I have to help do what I can to empower and encourage other people to do the same thing. So for me, how I live that out every single day is 5 ways, especially to see the community change, is to live there in your community, serve there, work there, worship there, and fellowship there. When you have those things happen, I feel like you're commodifying the opportunity to influence the change you want to see and become it versus just pointing a finger and saying this is what needs to be done. So for me, I want to be able to live it and preach what I practice instead of practicing what I preach. So I think essentially that's what it is, and just doing it like I said earlier, just taking it one day at a time.
Yeah, you got a lot of good quotes, man. Like every time I talk to you, it's not just today, man. I don't be knowing if you got it from a book or it be off the dome, but it be real good.
It's just lived experience, bro. Yeah. I feel like my mom always said, just live a little bit longer, right? And I find myself every single day trying to become extremely wiser, as wise as I possibly can, because I think that's essentially what separates you from other people is how can you get more with less? How can you be fruitful and multiply and not just being a person who just goes through day-to-day, just mundane, just going through routines. It's like God put us on earth to make great things happen, but you can only do that one day at a time. So that's what I'm gonna maximize these 24 hours because that's how we essentially have.
Yeah. Do you have like a circle, a support system around you that when you feeling like low, you know, if you ever feel low, because you're a superhero out here, right? You got so much energy waking up at 3 a.m. But when you're like demotivated or like, you know, you stuck, do you have a circle of people? And if so, is that important to you?
It's very important. I find myself always going to my best friend, my wife. She's always keeping me rooted and grounded. I was actually asking her yesterday, I said, you know, what inspires you or who inspires you? I never knew. And she was like, you. I was like, what? Because my wife is hard on me, bro. Like she's Salvadoran and Mexican, so she always spicy and feisty. She always on my head about everything. I'm like, adios mio. Yeah. But she's always been able to keep me true to who I am, but always calling me higher to what she knows and what I know that God is calling me to be. And then in addition to that, my best friend, you know, Jeremiah Hatch and, you know, Tarek Black and different people like that. And I would even say my CEO, John Steinmetz, man, he is always on my head, but in such a loving way. I call him a coach. I even tell him, I was like, dude, I don't even really, I see you as a CEO. Yeah, you are CEO and I respect you and honor you in that, but I really see him like a coach, like a life coach and even like a football coach, because he's always just encouraged me to think far greater than what, you know, the eyes just see. Always just having vision, being able to like have foresight and going beyond just what the typical everyday person is saying. So I would say him, and then I would say the last two people, Kathy Landtroop, our CMO, and then Jared Craighead, our chief of staff. Hard work, very closely with and direct reports to on a day-to-day basis. This dude, when I tell you like, bro, dude is A1. And when I tell you he's making me like sharp from a professional standpoint, I don't have a choice but to get better. And I think you need people like that that's going to challenge you and not just always be the ones praising you and telling you're doing great. He's going to be quick to, you know, have a thumb on me and be like, hey, you need to get better in this area. You need to do this. You need to work on your time management. I'm just like, dang, it never stops because the blessings are never going to stop. And so you got to wisely steward the blessings if you want to be able to continue to grow and have more opportunity. So I think it's important to have you know, a circle of people around you, but you have to have the right quality of people.
There you go again. But like that little thing you do, it's always good. No, that's good.
And I know you see this Vista over here on the side too.
I see it. They sponsoring this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. Man, so what drives you? You know, that's kind of one of our close out questions, right? Yeah. What really drives Lubbock Smith?
That's a good question. I think what just drives me is it's not accomplishments, not achievement. I just love growth. I love becoming greater and becoming better every single day. We've been watching Dragon Ball Z lately. Okay. My wife was the one that actually like really put us on. Me, my wife, and our daughter. And it just sounds corny and cheesy, but just apply to what what I'm exposed to every single day. Goku was talking about like, you know, I'm not fighting for the next opponent. I'm fighting for something in the future that I don't even know that's coming. And I feel like for me it's the unexpected, the unknown. I'm like driving myself to be my absolute best because you never know when it could be your last day. My best friend, Reggie Wilson, who was by far my greatest inspiration in life, passed away in 2016 in a fatal car crash. And so for me, he inspired me and encouraged me to be who I am today. And we have so much in common, but his life ended at the age of 26. So for me, I'm 34. I don't know what my last day is. So I'm going to make the most of every single day, every relationship, every opportunity, everything, because, you know, that's what life is about. And I want to help others do the same thing. So that's what inspires me.
Man, that's good. I mean, that right there really inspired me. Not only the details of what you just said, but even the small things. Like, I want to go home and watch Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've never watched it, but you know, a lot of things you can watch or you see, you can gain value. You can learn anything from anybody, you know, if you pay attention. So it sounds like you're one of those who you're going to find the good and what to take out of every situation. So
100%.
Man, that's good, man. Well, we'll really appreciate you having on our first episode. Love it. For you guys, thank you again for tuning in to tides-driven conversation. And we'll catch y'all next time on episode 2.
And if you want to find me at Instagram at Lubbock Smith, or on LinkedIn, Lubbock D. Smith III, on Facebook, same name. And I want to tell you, thank you so much, brother, for being truly one of the most, I would say, biggest inspirations in the city. I think that is something that is overlooked for a person who is very humble, yet you have such a wisdom about you and such a drive that I think that you haven't yet to see what you really got tapped into, bro. So I'm excited to see what the Lord has in store for you and for us, and greater things to come, bro.
Man, I got nothing to say to that. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, there's nothing but silence and a handshake, man. I appreciate it. Good looking out.
Appreciate you, man.
For sure.